The American dream promises prosperity and upward mobility, yet for millions of Americans this dream feels out of reach. They are trapped in a cycle of rent payments, with little hope of owning a home. This system, where individuals work tirelessly to enrich landlords without building equity, mirrors the exploitative sharecropping practices of the past. Renting, in its current form, is a barrier to progress. It's time to recognize it for what it is: modern-day sharecropping. We must break free from this outdated model. Let's empower Americans to become homeowners, not perpetual tenants. It's time to dismantle the system that keeps hardworking individuals trapped in a cycle of financial instability. We must create a future where homeownership is the rule, not the exception. The time for change is now. The American dream should be within everyone's grasp. Let's work together to create a society where homeownership is the cornerstone of a more just and equitable future. Sharecropping, a system prevalent in the American South after the Civil War, trapped black families in a cycle of debt and poverty. They farmed land owned by white landowners, giving a large portion of their crops as rent. This system rarely allowed them to break free and purchase land of their own. Today, we see echoes of this exploitation in the rental market. While not as overtly discriminatory, the current system similarly benefits property owners at the expense of renters. Families struggle to pay ever-increasing rents, leaving them with little to no savings for a down payment on a home. This cycle of rent payments, often exceeding mortgage costs, perpetuates a system where wealth accumulates at the top. It's time to break free from this legacy of exploitation. We must create a system that promotes equity and opportunity for all, not just a select few. Renting, at its core, is a system of wealth extraction. Money flows from the pockets of renters to the accounts of landlords, often with little to show for it. This dynamic exacerbates existing inequalities, particularly for low-income Americans. Every rent payment is a missed opportunity to build wealth through homeownership, a cornerstone of financial security. The current system traps families in a vicious cycle. High rents make it nearly impossible to save for a down payment, forcing them to remain tenants indefinitely. This perpetuates a system where wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, leaving millions struggling to make ends meet. It's time to acknowledge that renting, in its current form, is a major contributor to the growing wealth gap. We need bold solutions that empower all Americans to build a better future for themselves and their families. Outlawing renting might seem radical, but it's a necessary step towards a more equitable society. This wouldn't be an overnight switch. Instead, we'd implement the change gradually, allowing existing leases to reach their natural conclusion. This phased approach would give renters time to plan for homeownership and landlords time to transition their properties. New construction would focus solely on owner-occupied housing, ensuring a steady supply of affordable homes for everyone. This transition period would be meticulously planned and executed with fairness and compassion for all parties involved. The ultimate goal is to create a society where everyone has the opportunity to build a brighter future through homeownership. To make homeownership a reality for all Americans, we need to remove the financial barriers that stand in the way. The government should establish a program offering 100% financing for primary residence mortgages. This eliminates the need for a down payment, a significant hurdle for many aspiring homeowners. Furthermore, these mortgages would come with low fixed interest rates, ensuring affordability and predictability. This program would open doors for millions currently excluded from the housing market, providing them with the opportunity to build equity and achieve financial stability. By investing in its citizens, America can unlock a future of greater prosperity and shared success. Homeownership is not just about owning a property, it's about empowering individuals and strengthening the fabric of our nation. Section 6. A fairer market, stabilizing prices and building generational wealth. Imagine a housing market free from the volatility of speculation and the artificial inflation driven by investors seeking rental income. Outlawing renting would help stabilize housing prices, making homes more affordable for everyone. This stability would allow families to build generational wealth through homeownership, passing down this valuable asset to their children. No longer would families be subjected to the whims of landlords or the fear of rent increases. This shift would create a more just and equitable society where everyone has the opportunity to achieve financial security and build a better future for themselves and their families. Section 7. Landlords to homeowners, providing options in a changing landscape. The transition from a rental-based system to widespread homeownership would naturally raise questions about the future of current landlords. Rest assured, this proposal prioritizes fairness and offers viable options for property owners. Landlords could choose to sell their properties at fair market value, capitalizing on their investment. Alternatively, they could keep their properties for personal use, such as vacation homes or second residences. This transition would be carefully managed to ensure a smooth and equitable process for all parties involved. The goal is not to punish property owners, but to create a more just and equitable housing system for everyone. Section 8. Expanding homeownership, unlocking condominiums for the many. The move towards a homeowner-centric society opens up exciting possibilities for expanding housing options. Multifamily properties currently dominated by rentals could be converted into condominiums, providing affordable ownership opportunities for individuals and families. This would increase the supply of owner-occupied housing, further stabilizing the market and making homeownership accessible to a wider range of Americans. Imagine a future where owning a piece of your building is the norm, not the exception. This shift would revitalize communities, foster a greater sense of ownership, and contribute to a more stable and prosperous society. Section 9. A brighter future, lower costs, greater equality, and a stronger America. Outlawing renting may seem like a radical idea, but it's a necessary step towards creating a more just and equitable society. By transitioning to a homeowner-centric model, we can unlock a brighter future for all Americans. Imagine a future with lower housing costs, greater economic equality, and a stronger middle class. Homeownership empowers individuals, strengthens communities, and lays the foundation for a more stable and prosperous nation. It's time for a bold vision, one that challenges the status quo and prioritizes the well-being of all Americans. Let's work together to make the dream of homeownership a reality for everyone.